and join me as we get started on this 30-minute yoga practice today. So you're going to want to start sitting on your knees in what's called Virasana, or you can sit cross-legged, whatever is most comfortable for you. You can bring your eyes down off the tip of your nose and slowly start to close your eyes, placing the palms face down on the thighs or the knees. And I invite you to take a really big inhale, inhaling all the way up to the top of the crown of your head. And exhaling, let that breath of air go all the way back down to the bottom of your spine. Taking 3 rounds of super conscious breath here. Inhaling, drawing out the inhale nice and long. As you inhale, breathe in all the good energy. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And exhale. Let it all go. Feel your shoulders melt down and back just a little bit. Feel your head grow tall and your tail grow long. Taking one more round of this breath, so keeping your eyes closed. Inhaling from the base of the spine, let that breath ripple all the way up to the crown of your head. Exhale, let it all go. Good. And I invite you to set an intention right now, so bringing in whatever it is to your practice right now with intention, kavana. Taking that in, and you can start to take your hands and rub them together, rub them together, rub them together, bringing all the heat into your hands, and take them over your eyes, covering your eyes, and silently to yourself to bring in this practice. You can say the Shema, or you can say any other prayer or blessing. So just taking a moment with the hands over the eyes with all of that warm energy. Grounding and settling in. Take the palms to the hands. You can bring them to your heart. And now that we're ready to start moving, I invite you to come take off whatever supports. If you had any supports, I had a block. You can move it to the side if you had a pillow. And we're gonna start on hands and knees. So I welcome you to bring your hands on towards the top of the mat, and your toes can be curled under. You can also relax your feet here. So we're feeling a nice cat and cow. If your knees hurt a little bit, you can put a blanket underneath them at any point. And always remembering to listen to your body, let your body be your guide as you go. Inhaling, looking forward, let your head and your tail slightly go apart from each other, but we're not collapsing in the back, we're just gently bringing head away from tail. Exhaling, hug your navel into your spine, it's cat pose. Inhaling, forward, cow, and exhaling, cat. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling, cat. Inhaling, cow. Allowing for more openness and spaciousness in your body as you begin your yoga practice. Exhaling, cat. Inhaling, cow. Beautiful. We are now going to slowly start to come towards downward facing dog. So you're gonna make sure that all of your fingertips are spread super, super wide. And that's how you'll prevent your wrists from getting a little bit sore. So the hands are spread super, super wide, all 10 fingers. Exhale, curl your toes behind you, knees bent, and exhale your bottom up towards the sky, and you're in your downward facing dog. Breathing it out here, you can bicycle pedal your knees as I'm doing here. Playing with the hands, playing with the knees. Feeling your tail up in the sky, your head and neck reaching towards the ground. And then exhaling the knees, come down onto the mat. We're gonna come into child's pose. So your knees are a little bit wider than your hips, your toes are together. Exhale, your hips go all the way back, and then your forehead touches the mat. Allow yourself to feel deeply relaxed and supported with the crown of your head on the floor. Allow your bottom to sink closer to your heels. And the whole upper back to let go and release. Breathing, expand the whole lungs, and exhale, let them condense back in. Inhale one time, let the lungs come big, big, big with expansion, and then the lungs come back in. Inhaling, we're coming back towards hands and knees. Now you're back here. You can bring your knees in a little bit if they were extra wide. And this time we're coming towards a low lunge. So you're going to take your left foot and you're going to bring it up towards the left hand. And now that you've got your front leg bent and your back leg bent, you're going to inhale, find your supports through your feet. Inhale, rise the arms up, low lunge. You can climb your arms up a little bit here to get a good stretch in the side body. So you can rock side to side, back and forth. Spread all your toes. Exhale, take your hands down, and we're going to move towards downward facing dog. So placing the hands on the floor, curl the back toe under, and step the back foot to meet the back. Moving in your downward facing dog here. Again, remembering to spread your fingers super wide. Inhale, come back to hands and knees. And we're taking the right side, so we're doing the same thing, but with the right foot. Inhaling the right foot up to the right hand. Knees are bent. Inhaling all the way up into your low lunge. Again, you can sort of do the climb the ladder motion to open up the side body. Sinking deeper, deeper into the back knee. Exhale, hands come down. We're gonna go back into downward facing dog. Front foot meets the back. Finding comfort and stability in your downward facing dog. You can take child's pose at any time you want to throughout the practice. Inhaling now, we're going to slowly start to walk the feet to the front of the mat. Knees very, very deeply bent. Inhaling now, place your hands just underneath your knees to wave your spine out. It looks like a flat back. Exhale, forward, fold forward. Shake your head yes and no. Releasing your head and neck. And this time we're inhaling all the way up to stand. So you can bend your knees deeply as you make your way up to the top of your mat. Hands can come together at your heart center. Standing steadily now in Tadasana, mountain pose. We're going to inhale our arms all the way up. Exhale, we are just going to do both sides, so I'm not going to specify so that nobody gets confused. Exhaling one hand down, and then leaning towards that side where the hand's down. And you look off to the opposite direction, opening up that whole side body. Inhale up, exhale to the other side. Gaze is going off to the opposite side. Inhale up, taking the other hand alongside it, and exhale, the palms come back together. Beautiful. So this time we're going to do a forward fold with the hands clasped behind our backs, looking just like this. So you're going to take your hands behind the back, bend your knees deeply, and your feet can be about as far apart as your hips. You're going to keep the knees bent, forward fold, and you might want to just stay here. This might be a good place to start for today. Otherwise, you can slowly start to move forward, and your hands might be here, they might be here, or they might be all the way forward. Opening up the shoulders really deeply here. And you can close your eyes and just take a moment here to feel that deep opening in the back of the legs and the shoulders. Feeling your belly on your thighs. Exhale, release the hands now. Take them down. Inhale, wave out by pressing the hands underneath the knees. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, slowly roll all the way back up. Exhale, palms together. Beautiful. So we're going to play with some standing postures now to work on your balance. So if you'd like to have a wall or a table or a chair, anything near you to help with your balance for tree pose and things like that, you can do so. So I'm going to start by doing tree pose right now. So I am standing on my left foot and I'm going to start lifting up my right. And it's as if I'm dancing with this side of the hip rather than just sort of cranking it up. It's a very fluid motion and movement. So you're going to take your right leg and you can have the foot here, here, or up here in your inner thigh, but not on the knee. So once you feel like your foot is hugging the inside of your knee, then you will take your hands together, or you can bring them all the way up. I'm watching a tree. If you have something still to look at, maybe a tree, you can do so. So pick a gaze focal point, your drishti. Find something still to look at. Deepen your breath. And if the wind sways you a little bit, that's okay. You can always come back into it. Exhaling, palms together. You can stay here for one more moment, and then slow and controlled. Foot comes down. Beautiful. So you can do a little half sun salutation to just switch things up in between sides. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, wave out. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. All right, now we are reset for the other side. So now I'm standing on my right foot and my left foot is going to do that same dancing motion before it comes up to get the hip ready. And you can be here or bring the foot all the way up to the inner thigh. Palms can come together. And then once you've found that focal point, something still to stare at, you can find it. Sometimes it also helps just to look down at the floor. And again, if the wind sways you, that's okay. The trees can still bend and move with it. Exhaling, slowly lower the palms to your chest. See if you can stay here. And exhale. Lower the foot down. Beautiful. Inhaling up, we're doing another half sun salutation. Exhale, forward. Inhale, wave out. Exhale, forward. Inhale, wave coming up, and exhale, palms together. So now we're going to move back towards the ground and we're going to do some seated postures. So you can bend your knees, use helping hands to find your way there. And we are going to start by doing cow face pose, Gomukhasana. So if you get switched up with both sides, just remember to do the other at the end, but I will guide you with which side legs I'm doing first. So you're going to take your right knee on the bottom and your left foot on top. And then you're gonna bend that top leg over the bottom leg. If you wanna do a little bit more of a modification with this, you can just have the foot up here, or even just keep it up here. So I've got my knee on top of my other knee, and my feet are sparkling out to the side. So because I have my left knee on top, I'm gonna start with my left arms first. So you might not be able to touch your fingertips, and that is totally okay. You can grab the back of your shirt, or if you have something like a yoga strap or a belt, piece of rope nearby, that's even better. So inhaling, you can kind of give your arms a little bit of an opening before so that they can get warmed up and ready. Inhale, take your left elbow up and scoop the right hand underneath. And we'll stay here for a few breaths, feeling the opening here, feeling what's going on in your shoulders. Again, it's totally okay if your fingertips don't touch. Mine don't touch on this side, only the right. So picking a gaze on the floor if you'd like, centering yourself, feeling the opening in the outer hips. And you can let your toes sparkle out and keep them flexed. Always coming back to the breath when things feel hard. Good. Exhaling completely. Inhaling, getting ready to come out of the pose, and sparkling your fingertips away. Noticing how that feels. And then we will take that left foot off and the right foot, undoing it. And now we're gonna have the left leg underneath and the right leg on top. Settle in here, sparkle your toes out now that you're on the other side. And again, if you'd like to warm up your arms, get them ready for the other side, taking that right hand up and then the left. So on this side, for some reason it's different than the left, I can reach my hands together. And maybe that's the same for you too. So it's sort of curious just to see. Different sides of our bodies sometimes are more open than the other, and that's totally normal. Picking a focal point again to focus on, to focus your breath on. Noticing what sounds are around you. I hear a bird. Maybe you're outside too and there's birds near you. And just tuning in to what's surrounding you in the stillness and as you're breathing into this pose. Exhale completely, and then slowly as you inhale, coming out of the pose, taking the upper foot off and then the lower foot out. And if you'd like to shake your legs out really quickly, just like this, and then bring your feet back in, taking the soles of the feet together. We are doing butterfly pose, which is one of my favorites. You're going to take your clasped hands around the bottoms of your feet and then slowly start to pull in on the feet, and you can even look down a little bit here. And looking down and just noticing this slight stretch of the upper shoulders, back of the neck. And then feeling as your knees float towards the ground, little by little for this one. We're not going to push it too hard. Exhaling now, we are going to come out into the big diamond version of butterfly pose, and just gently for a moment come forward as much as feels good to you. Inhaling, coming back up, closing the knees, and then swinging off to the side. That's what I'm doing, at least, to come down onto our backs for a few spinal twists and more final poses before we do Shavasana. So we are taking our hands by our sides now. Place your feet nice and firmly on the ground, and you can take the base of your spine, your sacrum, and kind of hook it onto the mat as you slowly start to roll down onto the floor. Rolling down, 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 releasing as you go. Taking your hands on the back of your head and neck, taking those with you. And inhaling, knees up. You can close your eyes here. Feel the yumminess of this stretch, of having a nice spinal elongation. Twisting and turning, rocking and rolling, side to side. Let it feel really good. Beautiful. Place your feet down. We are going to do a low bridge. So the most important thing for low bridge is that once you're in it, not to turn your head and neck. So once you are up, you will just want to be staring up at the ceiling or the sky. So taking feet on the ground as far apart as your fingertips. So that's how I'm measuring right here, where my heels are touching my middle finger. Inhaling, you're starting to scoop up your tailbone and your hips rise, rise, rise up towards the sky. Placing the weight into the feet, hips are rising up. And slowly, if it's part of your practice, you can take your hands underneath you and tuck the shoulders in. Hands clasped together. Again, you can always close your eyes. Notice if you're clenching your jaw or your back or your legs or bottom, and let yourself release in, and instead using the force to press the feet in a little bit harder, seeing if the hips raise up a little bit higher, even just a centimeter. Exhaling, roll the spine down. Inhaling, hug your knees into your chest. Good. Take your arms out wide like a T on either side of you. And take your knees at a 90-degree angle, just sort of like a chair. And exhale both knees together towards the right side. Keep your left shoulder on the ground, and then take your gaze off towards the left side. Closing the eyes, letting this be a really nice spinal twist to finish up your practice. Good. Inhaling back up. Exhaling, rolling off to the other side. Head and neck are in the opposite direction as the knees. Keeping both shoulders planted on the ground. Deep belly breaths here. Inhaling, knees back up into your chest, taking them in. And now is the perfect time to do any final pose that you like to finish your yoga practice with. If you like happy baby, or if you like to do have your legs up in a little shoulder stand, you can do that too if that's something that you've done before and you know feels good for your body. Otherwise, we are going to transition into lying down on our backs. You can have any kind of supports that you like underneath you for our final resting pose. And while we are here, you can have your palms facing up or down, one on your belly, one on your heart, however feels best for you. And I invite you to settle in here, taking a moment, closing your eyes. And as you are in Shavasana, I hope that you can bring back that memory that you have of the intention that you set at the beginning of your practice, if there was an intention that you set. And I invite you to let it float back in to your mind and just noticing and feeling and remembering that intention and letting it hug you and letting it wrap your whole body as you rest in your deep, relaxed state. Letting all of that come deep into you. We'll take a few minutes here in meditation or in Shavasana. And I am going to do a body scan, so keeping your eyes closed and you're not moving any parts of your body, you're just bringing awareness so that you can relax even deeper. So, beginning scanning from the crown of your head. Imagine your head going down to your neck, coming around to the front to imagine your forehead, your eyes, nose, ears, and mouth, front of the neck, the top of the chest and shoulders, and your side body and your back, and then resting down in the hips, in your upper legs and knees, and your lower legs, and relaxing the ankles, and tops of the feet and bottoms of the feet, and imagining each toe. So scan each one in your mind, and coming back up to the hands and imagining each finger, relaxing the whole arms and hands, legs and feet. And scanning up your whole body now, noticing a rush of colors and light and warmth coming over you, imagining that all the way from toes to head and down from your head to your toes. Taking one more moment in your stillness and in your silent space that you've created right here in your relaxing body. Good. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, deepening your breath, and reach your arms up and overhead, a big, big, long, long stretch your whole body. And then if you'd like to hug your knees really tight into your chest, you can do that, giving yourself a really, really big hug. And rocking and rolling up to sitting or using helping hands to find your way back to a seated position. And as you arrive to be seated, find yourself in a comfortable space. I invite you to close your eyes again, bringing back your intention, taking one last moment for yourself. And eyes closed. You can bring your palms together at your heart center and bring them up between your brows. Namaste. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Thank you so much, everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful day.